7 years ago, this has been in the making. We figured out the vision that we should be restoring Constitution Hall and that we should bring back John Russell Pope's aesthetics and what it looked like back in 1929, 1930. So we did the lobby in phase 1, and then we did the stage front in phase 2. And now with phase 3, it's really the true culmination of the entire restoration of Constitution Hall.
This final wrapping of phase 3 is just really going to brighten the space, liven it up, give it new life. And I think visitors in the future will really appreciate the history of this space and how beautiful it really is. The existing structure of Constitution Hall consists of huge trusses to span this entire space. The concept behind what we did in the attic was we needed to improve safety for the workers and the riggers, put in tension rods, these really thick tension rods to tighten and strengthen the trusses so they could bear more weight. Then what we could do is come in with rigging beams so that they can hang all the equipment for all the productions that are required here.
Getting the material up here was as much, certainly, if not more work than actually placing it. The openings we made in these lay lights, we did not destroy any plaster to make a bigger opening. This is 83 tons of steel. Some of it had to come in almost vertically and then swing into place. They have to handle it more and continue to move it as it comes up.
We figured out the vision that we should be restoring Constitution Hall and that we should bring back the aesthetics of the lay lights. So originally it was a lay light that was lit from the sky through a skylight and that provided natural daylight to the hall. We are bringing back that look of natural daylight by introducing LED lay light panels that are able to mimic natural daylight. They're all edge-lit panels about 2 feet by 2 feet. They're not perfectly square. And then we've layered them with little LED diodes to introduce stars. So not only can we mimic daylight, but we can also mimic starlight.
The effort was made to make sure that the starlight effect looked random, like a night sky. And so by taking these 8 or 10 designs and being able to flip them one way or the other, and then arranging them in a certain way, when you look up, we are hoping that it will not look like there's a pattern. So and in fact, there's even some that have no stars, so that there are also some random empty spots.
The daylight is going to be stunning. It's going to be bright. You're really going to feel a sense of place. And then we also have the starlight mode, which is, Constitution Hall at night in the evening, and they twinkle too. So it's going to be a really amazing effect.
In the lay light, we've also restored the plaster around the perimeter. So that's all been cleaned and fixed and repaired. At the top of the tiers, we can see a frieze, and that plaster has all been restored. But what's also very special to this project is that we're reintroducing the wall sconces that were once there, that we can see in the 1930s black and white photographs.
The existing design by John Russell Pope included a significant acoustic design to have a really beautiful space. But over time, especially the curved ceiling, it was painted over, it got really dirty, and it really lost all of its acoustic qualities. When you paint over an acoustic absorbent material, the sound bounces off of it, and you get a lot of reverberation.
So the curved ceiling now is a stretched fabric over acoustical material. And the fabric is made to replicate the original colors as well.
Everyone knows about the existing historic state seals that come out for Congress. Those were actually restored and livened up and cleaned.
And what we wanted to do was be able to bring DAR to everybody else that attends performances here in the hall.
So each historic state seal was 3D scanned and replicated through acrylic with printed graphic on top of it.
Kind of a neat way to talk about DAR and bring DAR to everybody who doesn't know DAR, just comes for performance.
We have this company here called Ducharme that is installing all the seats. And what they've been doing is starting out with putting anchors into the concrete and doing a layout prep of the area, and then just put all the pedestals in, and then they followed up with the cushions, seat backs, and the seat bases. They've got 4 more truckloads coming with all of the remaining seat parts, as well as extra fabric for attic stock, etc.
The most recent chairs that were here on the floor and in the tiers were installed in 1997. They had fallen into disrepair. Most of the mechanisms didn't work. They needed to be replaced completely. They were not worth saving. And so what we've done is actually return the original shape of the chairs, the wood on the rear of the chairs, and most important, this fabric. Using photographs from the 1930s that were black and white and combining them with John Russell Pope's original notes about the color of the seating fabric, we've been able to reproduce that historic fabric.
Carpet is an aesthetically pleasing element that we've added to the hall. It was not original. The design elements in the carpet are all carefully composed and brought together to create a custom carpet for DAR. The medallion speaks back to the ceiling fixtures in the lobby. And along the sides are rosettes and fluting, which at the top of the tiers around the perimeter is the frieze that has that same design with the fluting and the rosettes periodically. So the carpet really speaks to John Russell Pope's vision and DAR's vision as well.
The guiding principle of this entire project has been historic preservation. That is, of course, one of our primary mission areas in the Daughters of the American Revolution. We have worked to the very best of our ability to replicate the look and feel of DAR Constitution Hall as it was when John Russell Pope designed it in 1929. During the course of DAR's long and storied history, there have been so many women just like you who stepped forward, who agreed to empower our vision for a house beautiful. I thank you for helping us in this time and this place to play our role in the history of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Thank you for having made possible DAR Constitution Hall's next act.